My high school sweetheart left her wedding to come back to me. A year later, we're getting married, but with an unexpected twist that changes everything. I'm Aaron, 28M, and I need to share the crazy roller coaster of events that just unfolded in my life. Last night, my high school sweetheart and I got engaged, but the journey to this moment was anything but straightforward. It all started back when I was 15. I was a shy, awkward kid with braces and a bad haircut. My parents had just divorced, and I was struggling to adjust to life split between two households. School was my escape, and that's where I met Lily, 27F. We were in the same math class. I still remember the first day I saw her. She walked in late, her curly brown hair windblown, cheeks flushed from running. She apologized to the teacher and slid into the only empty seat, right next to me. I couldn't stop stealing glances at her throughout the class. For weeks, I tried to work up the courage to talk to her. Finally, during a group project, we were paired up. I was so nervous I knocked over my water bottle, spilling it all over our worksheets. Instead of being annoyed, Lily laughed and helped me clean up the mess. We started talking, and it was like we'd known each other forever. From that day on, we were inseparable. We bonded over our shared love of sci-fi books and 80s movies. Lily introduced me to her passion for photography, and I taught her how to code. We'd spend hours in my treehouse, dreaming about the future and sharing our deepest secrets. I fell for Lily hard, but I was terrified of ruining our friendship. Plus, I was dealing with my own insecurities. My parents' divorce had left me with trust issues, and I was scared of getting hurt. Everything changed at our junior year Halloween dance. Lily showed up dressed as Wonder Woman, and I was blown away. We danced all night, and as the last song played, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith, I finally gathered the courage to kiss her. It was like fireworks went off. From that moment on, we were a couple. High school was a whirlwind of happy memories with Lily. We went to prom together, studied for SATs, and applied to colleges. We both got accepted to State University and were thrilled to start this new chapter together. College was amazing but challenging. We rented a tiny studio apartment off campus that barely fit a bed and a desk. We survived on ramen noodles and coffee, staying up late to study and support each other through tough exams. There were times when the stress got to us, and we'd argue over silly things like whose turn it was to do laundry. But we always worked through it. One of our biggest challenges came in our junior year. Lily got the opportunity to study abroad in Paris for a semester. It was her dream, but the thought of being apart for so long terrified us both. We decided she should go, and those months were tough. But we made it work with daily video calls and long emails. When she returned, our bond was stronger than ever. After graduation, we both landed jobs in our hometown. Lily started teaching at the local elementary school, and I got an entry-level position at a small tech startup. We moved in together and adopted a scruffy rescue dog named Max. Life felt perfect. But then, everything changed. I got offered my dream job as a software engineer at a big tech company in Silicon Valley. It was an incredible opportunity, the kind you can't turn down. But it meant moving across the country. Lily had just started making a real difference at her school and couldn't leave. We tried long distance for a while, but it was brutal. The time difference made it hard to connect, and we were both stressed with our new jobs. After 6 months, we decided to take a break. It was the hardest decision of my life. We promised to stay friends, but deep down, I was devastated. I threw myself into work, trying to forget the pain. I made new friends, went on a few dates, but no one compared to Lily. A year passed, and I thought I was starting to move on. Then, out of the blue, I got a call from my best friend back home, Mike. Mike and I had been friends since kindergarten. He was the one who encouraged me to talk to Lily in the first place. When he called, I could tell something was wrong. He hesitated, then dropped the bomb. Lily was engaged to some guy she'd been dating for a few months. I felt like the ground had disappeared beneath my feet. Mike told me the wedding was in 2 weeks, and everyone was invited, including me. I knew I couldn't go. The thought of seeing Lily marry someone else was too painful. I decided to send her a voicemail on the day of the wedding, wishing her all the best and saying goodbye for good. It felt like the mature thing to do, even though it was tearing me apart inside. The night before the wedding, I sat in my apartment, staring at my phone. I recorded message after message, but nothing felt right. How do you say goodbye to the love of your life? Just as I was about to hit send on my final attempt, there was a knock at my door. I opened it, and there was Lily, still in her wedding dress, mascara running down her face. I couldn't do it, she sobbed. I love you, Aaron. I always have. I couldn't believe it. Lily explained that she'd called off the wedding at the last minute. She realized she was only marrying this other guy to try and get over me. But standing there in her dress, about to walk down the aisle, she knew she was making a huge mistake. So she ran. She jumped in her car and drove 14 hours straight to Silicon Valley. She had to see me, to tell me how she felt before it was too late. We stayed up all night talking, laughing, and crying. We realized that despite everything, our love for each other had never faded. As the sun came up, I got down on one knee and proposed. She said yes. Now, we're engaged and trying to figure out our next steps. I know we have a lot to work through, but I've never been happier. I can't believe my high school sweetheart is going to be my wife. I'm still in shock, to be honest. Part of me is worried this is all a dream, that I'll wake up and Lily will be married to someone else. But then I look at her sleeping next to me, her engagement ring glinting in the morning light, and I know this is real. We have so much to figure out: where we'll live, our careers, how to merge our lives back together after being apart. But for now, we're just enjoying being together again. Last night, we ordered pizza and watched our favorite movie, just like we used to in college. It felt like coming home. I guess sometimes, love really does find a way. Update 1. It's been a month since that crazy night when Lily showed up at my door in her wedding dress, and what a whirlwind it's been. We've been riding a roller coaster of emotions, discussions, and planning. First, we had to deal with the aftermath of Lily's almost wedding. Her ex-fiancé, Jake, 29M, was understandably upset. Lily felt terrible about how everything went down. She reached out to apologize and explain. Jake was hurt, but he admitted that he had always sensed Lily wasn't fully invested in their relationship. They had a long talk and parted on relatively good terms, considering the circumstances. Jake and Lily had met through a mutual friend at a charity event. He was charming and successful, everything Lily thought she should want. But their relationship had always felt more like a comfortable friendship than a passionate romance. Lily realized she had been trying to force something that wasn't there, hoping it would help her move on from me. Lily's parents were a different story. They were furious at first. They had spent a lot of money on the wedding and were embarrassed in front of all their friends and family. I remember Lily crying after a particularly heated phone call with her mom, where she was called selfish and irresponsible. It took a few weeks, but they finally came around when they saw how happy Lily was with me. They've known me since high school, after all. I still remember how nervous I was the first time I had dinner at their house, trying to impress them with my knowledge of their favorite baseball team. Lily's dad, who had always been protective of her, pulled me aside last week. He looked me in the eye and said, "I always hoped it would be you, son. Don't let her go again." It meant the world to me. As for our living situation, we had a lot to figure out. I love my job in Silicon Valley, and Lily loves teaching. We spent countless hours discussing our options. In the end, we decided that I would transfer to my company's office back in our hometown. It's a step down in terms of prestige, but being with Lily is worth it. The decision wasn't easy. I had worked hard to build a reputation in Silicon Valley, and leaving felt like giving up on a dream. But I realized that my dream had changed. Now, it included a life with Lily. Lily found a teaching position at a school near our old neighborhood. It's not quite as good as her previous job, but she's excited about the new challenge. The school has a program for underprivileged kids that Lily's particularly passionate about. Seeing her eyes light up as she talks about her plans for her new students reminds me of why I fell in love with her in the first place. We've been apartment hunting online and found a cute place not far from where we grew up. It's strange to think we'll be living in the same area where we fell in love as teenagers, but now as engaged adults. The apartment is close to the park where we had our first real date, a picnic that ended with us getting caught in a sudden rainstorm. We ran for cover, soaking wet and laughing. I'm looking forward to making new memories there. Our friends have been incredibly supportive. Mike, my best friend who had called to tell me about Lily's engagement, was over the moon when he heard the news. He's already planning a bachelor party, even though we haven't set a date yet. Last weekend, our friends threw us a surprise engagement party. Seeing our high school friends, college buddies, and work colleagues all together, celebrating our love, was amazing. It felt like our whole history was there in that room. Of course, it hasn't all been smooth sailing. We've had some intense discussions about trust and commitment. Lily feels guilty about almost marrying Jake, and I sometimes worry that she'll change her mind again. But we're committed to working through these issues together. One night, after a particularly tough conversation, Lily took out an old shoebox from her suitcase. It was filled with mementos from our relationship, movie ticket stubs, dried flowers from prom, silly notes we passed in class. She had kept everything, even during our time apart. It was a tangible reminder of our history and the depth of our connection. Despite the challenges, I've never been happier. Waking up next to Lily every morning feels like a dream. We're rediscovering all the little things we love about each other, like how she scrunches her nose when she laughs, or how she can't function without her morning coffee. We've set a date for the wedding, exactly 1 year from the day Lily showed up at my door. It feels right to celebrate our love on the anniversary of the day we found our way back to each other. As I write this, Lily is curled up next to me on the couch, reading a book. She just looked up and smiled at me, and my heart skipped a beat. I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with her. Update 2. It's been 6 months since my last update, and life has thrown us some curveballs. Lily and I are still together, our love stronger than ever, but we've faced some unexpected challenges. The biggest shock came about 2 months ago. Lily's ex-fiancé, Jake, reached out to her. At first, I was worried, but Lily was completely open with me about it. Jake told her that she was pregnant. Apparently, they had been intimate just before the wedding, and now, Jake was going to be a father. This news hit us like a ton of bricks. Lily was devastated. She felt guilty for hurting Jake and for the complicated situation we were now in. I won't lie, I was scared too. Would this change everything? Would Lily want to go back to Jake for the sake of the baby? We had some tough conversations. There were tears, arguments, and moments of doubt. But in the end, our love prevailed. We decided to face this challenge together. Lily made it clear to Jake that while she would support him and the baby, our relationship was solid. Jake struggled with this at first, but he's coming to terms with the situation. We've all met a few times to discuss how we'll handle co-parenting. It's awkward, but we're making it work. Lily and I have promised to be there for the baby, as a stepfather and mother. This situation has forced us to have serious discussions about our future. We've talked about having our own children someday and how this unexpected addition to our lives will fit in. It's been tough, but it's also brought us closer together. Seeing how Lily has handled this with grace and maturity has made me love her even more. On a lighter note, wedding planning is in full swing. We've booked a beautiful venue by the lake where we had our first date. I remember how nervous I was that day, trying to impress Lily with my sandwich making skills. Now, we're planning to serve those same sandwiches as part of our wedding menu, a little inside joke for just the two of us. Lily found her dream dress, a new one, of course, and I've got my suit sorted. Our families are fully on board now and have been a great help with the preparations. Lily's mom, who was so angry at first, has become our biggest supporter. She's been helping with everything from flower arrangements to seating charts. Work-wise, things are going well. I'm settling into my new role at the local office, and while it's not as exciting as Silicon Valley, I'm enjoying the challenge of building up our tech division here. Last week, I pitched a new project that could really put our office on the map. It's exciting to be making a difference in my hometown. Lily loves her new school and has already become a favorite among her students. She started an after-school photography club for kids who can't afford their own cameras. Seeing her passion for teaching and helping others reminds me every day why I fell in love with her. We've also bought our first home together. It's a fixer-upper, but we're enjoying the process of making it our own. Last weekend, we painted the living room and ended up in a paint fight. Covered in blue paint and laughing uncontrollably, I was reminded once again why I love this woman so much. As I write this, Lily is at her first ultrasound with Jake. It's a strange feeling, but I'm proud of how we're handling the situation. When she gets home, we're going to look at nursery ideas for the baby's room at Jake's place. It's not the journey we expected, but we're facing it together. Our love story might not be conventional, but it's ours, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Update 3, it's been a year since that fateful night when Lily showed up at my door, and what a year it's been. I'm writing this on the morning of our wedding day, feeling a mix of excitement, joy, and reflective calm. The past 6 months have been intense, to say the least. Lily's pregnancy progressed well, and 3 months ago, she gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, Zoe. The delivery was tough, but Lily was a champ. I was there alongside Jake, and despite the unusual circumstances, we all made it work. Zoe is absolutely perfect. She has Lily's big brown eyes and Jake's dimples. It's been an adjustment, figuring out our roles in her life. Jake is her father and has her 3 days a week. The rest of the time, she's with us. I never thought I'd be a stepfather before I was even married, but I already love that little girl with all my heart. Co-parenting with Jake has had its challenges, but we're finding our rhythm. There have been disagreements and tense moments, but we always put Zoe first. Jake has been surprisingly understanding, and I've gained a lot of respect for him. He's a great dad. Lily has been incredible through all of this. She's taken to motherhood like a natural, balancing it with work and wedding planning. Watching her with Zoe, I fall in love with her all over again every day. Our families have been supportive, although it took some time for them to adjust to the situation. Lily's parents dote on Zoe, and my mom is over the moon about being a step-grandmother. The wedding planning has been a welcome distraction from the craziness of new parenthood. We've kept it relatively small, with just our closest friends and family. Zoe will be our flower girl, carried down the aisle by Jake. It's unconventional, but it feels right for us. Last night, at our rehearsal dinner, I looked around the room and felt overwhelmed with gratitude. Our families, Jake and his parents, our friends from every stage of our lives, all there to support us. Lily caught my eye from across the room and smiled, and I knew that no matter what challenges life throws at us, we'll face them together. In a few hours, I'll be standing at the altar, watching the love of my life walk down the aisle. Our journey to get here has been complicated and unexpected, but I wouldn't change a thing. Lily is my soulmate, my best friend, and now the mother of our child. I can't wait to call her my wife. As I sit here in my tux, waiting for the ceremony to start, I can't help but think about how far we've come. From that first day in math class to this moment, it's been quite a ride. There have been ups and downs, moments of doubt and moments of pure joy. But through it all, our love has endured. I remember the day Lily told me she was keeping a memory box of our relationship. It was during one of our late-night talks after she came back. She pulled out this old shoebox filled with ticket stubs, dried flowers, and notes we'd passed in class. Even during our time apart, she couldn't bear to throw it away. Now, we're adding new memories to that box: ultrasound pictures, Zoe's first onesie, and soon, our wedding photos. Speaking of Zoe, she's napping now, but I know she'll be the star of the show later. We've got a little tuxedo onesie for her to wear. Jake will be there too, and I'm grateful for how we've all managed to come together for Zoe's sake. It's not always easy, but we're making it work. Lily and I wrote our own vows. I've been working on mine for weeks, trying to find the right words to express how much she means to me. How do you sum up a love that spanned over a decade, weathered long distances and other relationships, and come out stronger on the other side? Our honeymoon plans are simple: a week at the beach house where Lily's family used to vacation when we were kids. It's where we first said I love you during a summer break in high school. It feels right to start this new chapter of our lives in a place that holds so many memories for us. When we get back, it's back to real life: jobs, mortgage payments, 3 a.m. feedings. But I'm not scared. With Lily by my side, I feel like we can handle anything. I hear movement outside my door. I think it's almost time. My hands are shaking a little as I write this, but it's from excitement, not nerves. In a few minutes, I'll be walking down the aisle to start the rest of my life with Lily. Life doesn't always go according to plan. Sometimes it's messy, complicated, and throws you curveballs you never saw coming. But sometimes, those unexpected twists lead you exactly where you're meant to be. Lily and I are proof of that. Here's to love, to second chances, and to happily ever after that look nothing like what you imagined, but are perfect all the same.